Well, we've seen a pretty extraordinary increase in the quality of the product over the last 15 years. And it's probably increased exponentially the last several years. So if we don't get added value for those higher quality cattle that differentiate themselves because of the value from the standpoint of quality grade and retail product, then obviously there's no incentive to raise them. And that just sends you back more to that commodity market again that we've been trying to get away from. Well, the registered Angus business, of course, we're in the business of providing genetics for our cow-calf customers. Many of us over the years have been in this business trying to improve the genetic makeup of these cattle so that we can provide a more consistent, more palatable product to the consumer. Our industry is a pull-through business, and it's the consumer that's willing to spend dollars for our product that creates value and pulls that product through the system. As a registered Angus breeder who's involved in alternative marketing arrangements, value-added programs like certified Angus beef, it's an advantage to our customers to be able to sell their cattle for more money because they're higher quality cattle. Our cow-calf customers will spend more for our bulls that have the right genetics because they can target that product to a given program. And ultimately, that product is targeted into the consumer arena, and it creates value at both ends of the spectrum. It creates value for the cow-calf industry, and it creates value to the consumer. These alternative marketing arrangements are not price discovery, they're value discovery. And we see huge differences in these animals in the dollar difference per head. When we harvest these cattle, we will see sometimes as much as $100 to $200, $300, and even upwards of $400 difference per head of these cattle. And so from a registered Angus standpoint, if these GIPSA proposals, which I happen to think they will do, will cause enough concern with the packing industry that they won't differentiate the prices on these cattle, then we're going back to more of a commodity type, commoditized system, and that will set us back 25 years of the progress we've made in our industry. From the 2008 Farm Bill, the only basic recommendations that Congress gave GIPSA to make some improvements on related primarily to the poultry industry. And that had to do with one of those, was some about their contracts that they're involved with. And I'd like to just tell you at this time that our cattle industry is structured totally different than the poultry industry. We have the USDA grading system that segregates prime, choice, select. It creates a value difference, a value scale, and we deal with that. And then there is, of course, the part of arbitration in the poultry industry. So they were to apply more to that. The arbitration thing is probably a good thing for the poultry industry, but I must tell you that the recommendations that GIPSA's come out with here that impact the beef industry go way beyond anything that Congress gave them the right to do in the Farm Bill. Well, the first thing I would recommend to other producers is read the proposals. There's a lot of people out here talking about what's good or bad about them. I haven't even sat down and read them. I have done that, and I would recommend they do that first. But the bottom line is, if they're in a situation like most of us that have tried to improve quality, consumer acceptance, and add value to these cattle in the system, they will look at these proposals and be terribly concerned that they will destroy the value system that we've built over the last 25 years in the industry.